Hey, what's up? Don't click away. Today I'm going to show you guys Apple's latest repair tools. What's up guys, I'm Javi Guzman with Mr. Phone Doctor. In case you have not heard, Apple has opened up its third-party repair which allows anyone to fix their latest iPhones. Today I will be covering the tools and equipment you can purchase or rent directly from Apple's self-service repair website. I rented this total kit for about 50 bucks with an $1,100 deposit. Just in case I decided to keep this equipment, Apple's definitely going to charge me. Let's dive right in and show you guys exactly what you get when you rent this toolkit. First, I'm going to go ahead and cover some of the small tools that Apple does send with this toolkit. You can see that you do get a couple little adhesives here. So this is a little back glass adhesive to help protect your back glass from getting scratched. You are also going to get this top adhesive. This is going to protect your broken glass. If you have a broken iPhone screen, you would lay this on top and then set the phone inside this OLED panel remover. And then you also get a press kit. This actually allows you to help press in the frame adhesive from Apple. You will also get a little spudger to open up the display. And something that I saw that was really cool were these screwdrivers. Now these are not by any means cheap at all. These are actually torqued. So this is going to save any technician's ass. If they over tighten a screw, it's going to prevent them from stripping it. Let me go ahead and show you guys how these screwdrivers work. So anytime you do over tighten, if you notice, you're going to hear it pop. So these are specifically rated for a certain amount of pressure. Once you hit that pressure, it just keeps spinning and prevents any kind of over tightness. Now the cool thing is when you're going in reverse, there is no spec on it, so you can go as as hard as you want to. So be careful whenever you are pulling screws out. If for some reason the screw is locked in there, has a lot of Loctite, or just stripped in there, just be very careful. You don't want to strip that screw coming out. Now another really cool tool Apple does include is the battery roller kit, which is right here. This is going to allow you to firmly press your battery, and I'll do a kind of halfway demonstration, show you guys how each one of these work. You are going to be getting a OLED screen separator. This guy allows you to remove your screen, and it does come with the base plate here. And this guy right here, this is going to be a display press. This allows you to press your display down on to the frame. Has a timer and everything, so I'll go over that with you guys as well. Now if you guys are curious on price, I'll go over that with you guys. The display press, which is going to be this guy here, this one's going to run you a cool $220. Your heated display pocket, which is separate from this separator, these are going to run you about $100 per model. So think about it, you have one for the 12, I believe 12 Pro are the same, 12 Pro Max, and then of course 12 mini. Then you have the 13s, so on. So right then and there, you're probably going to be about $1,000 for all these molds here. This machine itself, you'll be looking at about a cool $260 for this one here. And this is just standalone. It doesn't include any of these jigs that you need for the molds to remove the screens. And then you get your battery press here. The battery press here is $50. And then you're also going to get your adhesive press tray for $30. So keep in mind, this one does come in different models, so you're going to need one for every generation iPhone from 12 going on up. All right, let's first begin by showing you guys how the screen separator works. You are going to be needing your jig. Now you can see how this mold is designed. It actually has a metal plate around these edges, and that is what I believe heats up to temperature. So it doesn't get the whole entire phone hot, it just heats up the sides and it softens the adhesive that's on the inside of the frame. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go ahead and set this inside. And keep in mind guys, you do need to make sure that there's a phone in here. If you don't have the phone inside here, you're going to get an error. And let me just show you guys what errors you get in case there's any of you guys out there wondering why you're getting that error. So you do need to make sure you clamp this, set this in. Then we're going to go ahead and twist this button here to unlock it. Let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, so you can see that the device is on, and here you can see the temperature gauge. This is actually going to count down and let you guys know how much time you have to work on the surface while it's hot. So if we go ahead and put it in, we're going to want to go ahead and roll this dial up. Let's push it in so we can get that error. So if you see, we're going to get an error right there, and we are getting error number 5. So error 5 pretty much means that there's no phone in there. So we can go ahead and eject it, press this button here, eject, And then let's go ahead and put the phone in. So it knows when there's a phone in there, there's a sensor inside there. So now we'll put the phone inside. Lock it in. You can see that it is heating up. Once it gets up to temperature, you're gonna go ahead and be able to work safely on here. So it's counting down. It'll let you know once it gets to temperature. Now what I wanna do is I just wanna see about how hot these metal guys are getting, because I know that's what heats up. So I got a little temperature gauge to see how hot we're getting there. So 80. So right now we're at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're almost there. You can see how the needle's slowly rising. I think we still have a little bit of time left. Yep, so it's still heating up. Oh, there it is. You can see a little timer right there. So it's counting down. Once it gets done counting, you can actually begin to work on it. So I'm gonna zap it one last time. Let's let this get to temperature, and I'll do another temperature zap to see what Apple recommends these phones to heat up to. All right, so we are now up to temperature. The machine is yelling at us, letting us know that we have 14 minutes to work on it. So let's zap it real quick and see where we're at on the temperature. So the final temperature this device got up to was 120, so I got up to 120 degrees. Now this machine is being extra loud. How do we kill the sound? I don't want to hear you anymore. So as you lower this, you're going to go ahead and kill that annoying sound. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and latch this in, clamp it down. Once you have it clamped down, you can begin lifting up like so. And as you need to, you can unlock it and you can push it back a little further and get another area of the screen. So go down and lock it again. And you're gonna want to go ahead and repeat that until you get it nicely lifted up. So once you have it lifted up, you can go ahead and remove this from its tray. So not overly hot, but it is warm. Once you have your screen lifted, you're gonna want to go ahead and use your little tool and just go through and run it along and just cut all the adhesive off very, very carefully. And the cool thing is you get this little guy here, which you can set your device in. Once you have it in here, these little suction cups are going to hold your panel. So you can get your panel and just stick it up on there, and you're free to work and remove any kind of screws and panels that you need to get to remove the flexes from the logic board. So all in all, that's pretty much the screen separating machine from Apple. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate next the battery tool for your iPhones. So as mentioned, you're gonna need to use your mold. You'll set your phone in the mold, and if you notice, you can see a different couple cutouts on the back, and those need to line up with this little pin that's found right here. So you can see how I lined everything up with this pin. Let's set the device like so. Once you have your battery placed on top, you'll slide this lever down, and that's gonna put just the right amount of pressure on the battery so it adheres to the frame. And you'll simply press and push. And as you're pushing, this little rubber roller will actually engage. You can see how it's spring loaded, and it'll give it a nice soft press onto your frame. You'll lift it up, slide it over to the other channel, and then press down and slide. So pretty straightforward machine. I really don't think this is very necessary, but hey, you know what? Apple designed it. Next up, I'm going to demonstrate to you how the frame to OLED press works. But first, we need to put our adhesive onto our device. And to do so, they provide this little template as I showed you all earlier, and did provide some display adhesive. Now that is actually one really cool thing that I found on Apple's website, was that you can purchase these frame adhesives, because for all those repair techs out there, you know that aftermarket frame tape that we apply on these phones is not as good as this. And they're about 60 cents a pop, so definitely well worth buying for all your repair shops out there. You can purchase these directly at their website. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and reveal this layer. And one thing I did forget to mention is you want to make sure that this frame inner bezel is completely clean, okay? You got to make sure you clean it with ISO, scrub the heck out of it, make sure all that old adhesive is removed, because in order for this PSA tape to work, it needs to have a nice clean surface. So we'll set this in here. Perfect. And we'll use our little mold, and you can see how we have the mark here for the camera area. So we'll set this in, and we'll just firmly press down, make sure that we get a nice adhere to the frame. So this is another new tool. Once we have that, then we can go ahead and introduce our template, because we do need to use this mold template, and we're gonna set this in like so. Now you would want to go ahead and remove this top layer of adhesive and go ahead and install your screen like normal. So install your screen, install all the screws. You know, before you do adhere anything down on here, make sure you test everything, because the last thing you want to happen is something not work and you have to open it up again, especially after you put this tough adhesive on there. So let's go ahead and put this on our press, and let's make sure we have it the correct way. So you can see that with the press, there are some pinholes that need to align properly with this here. So we'll set that on there. And the cool thing with this, it does have a timer. So once you have your OLED on top of here, closed, ready to finish, you'll clamp it and press it down. And you have your countdown timer. We'll let this count down. Once this alert goes off, we can go ahead and lift up, attach the pentalobe screws to the bottom, and that is pretty much how Apple wants you to repair your phone. Done. So now we can go ahead and pull this lever, just relieve the tension, lift, put our pentalobe screws back in, and we'll call it a day. That's going to complete our Apple repair. So that's pretty much going to wrap up my video on the iPhone repair tools. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Doctor signing out. Cheers.